Assalamualaikum you all. Okay, today I would like to highlight a few things that you shouldn't do and or you do it differently in Japan. The first thing is remember when we are in Malaysia, when we go to mamak stall or any stalls, hawker center, when we come with two person, we go to the seater for two person, and when we come as a group, 8 of us or 16 of us, maybe we just came back from our futsal or soccer game, maybe we have 12 people that came along to mengetih, teh tarik session. So what we do in the kedai hawker center, we would rearrange the chairs and tables so that we have a long what you call conference, so we can eat together and in front of each other as a group. But in Japan, I was in the university cafeteria, and we were six of us. So I want to rearrange the table. The table is not bolted into the ground. I want to rearrange the table. It's like our custom. But my friend, the lecturer in Japan, said no. I insist. I said, okay, this can be done. He said no, politely. And when I insist more, she said no, sternly. So, okay, she's serious. So, okay, I was put set aside, set back by the instruction. So years later, I can appreciate why they do it like this. It's not just because conformity that they don't change the area, the place, culture. It's not because of that. But do you know that if there is an OKU, there is disabled people like who are blind, they don't like the things to be changed in their home in their house, because once they memorize the layout of the house, they would like it to be like that, because they will feel more comfortable in their own house. So wow, that's one of the reasons why they don't change. The conformity in this case is very, very convenient for the disabled person. Good. Very good. Second, in Japan, it was a rainy season. I think it's going towards fall. So we walked 20 to 30,000 steps a day to go around the places, and it became wet. Even though we have umbrella, we wore our raincoat, our shoes are wet. So one of our team members want to dry out her socks, so she washed it, she rinsed it, and then she squeeze the water out, and she hang it on the balcony, on the staircase, balusters staircase. So because the house is a Airbnb, they share together with other nationality. So there was a complaint. Why the wet socks are hang at the staircase. It's even though it's a two-story Airbnb house, it smells. The whole house smells like a wet sock. And then that's her story. My story, my sneakers were wet. So how do I do that? In Malaysia, we wash it and then we what they call rinse, and then we put old newspapers into the socks. So and then we put it behind the ice box. I mean refrigerator. So from time to time, we take out the soaked white old paper, and then we replace it with a new dry, not wallpaper, the newspaper. But at that time, there wasn't any newspaper to do it. So what I did is, I went to the laundromat. I put my shoes in the laundromat and I spin it. So I was waiting for the end of the spinning. Suddenly the door of the spinners was kicked open. Boom! So the shoes came out because it's solid things, right? So once it rotate, and then somehow it also kicked the wall, and at that time the door. So the door was open. So I have to do this. To dry my shoes. How to do it? So I sat in front of the door so that the door won't be kicked out kicked out by the shoes. Luckily, the glass door is not broken and is tough enough to withstand the kick, and then my shoes are dry. Sorry, I have to do that. It's emergency. And last, I will narrate what I did the first time I went to Japan. I was a student that was in transit in Japan for a day, for a night. So my next flight, my connecting flight is the next day at noontime. So being very courageous, I said to my friend, okay, let's go. Tomorrow morning, we go to Tokyo. Because at that time, the airport was in Narita. So we took the train, the train to Tokyo, but it was going quite some time, quite a long distance. So when we reached one place, we alight the train, and then we asked the people around, saying that at the shopping complex, we asked, is this Tokyo? They say, yeah, it's Tokyo. Oh, okay. So we went there. Actually, the place was at the fringe of Tokyo. It was in what's that called? I forgot. Okay. So after that, we came back. We came back after 1 hour to visit the presumably Tokyo with 3 of my friends to the hotel. And then I was overconfident. I said, okay, let's go to the airport. You guys go to the airport first. So we took our hand luggage, and we took our hand luggage to the airport. And then before we alight at the bus, the scheduled bus. I said, you guys go first. Please bring for me this my hand luggage. Okay. So I need something. I need to do something else. So they remind me. Please come. Don't get left behind. So luckily, I took my passport and put in my coat. Even though it was my first time traveling, I somehow feel that I need to bring my passport along, not in the hand luggage. So they went to the airport. After 1 hour, I tried to go to the airport. The train, the bus schedule was not there. So I was concerned, and I took a taxi, a non-English speaking taxi. So I said airport, okay. So the taxi went to the airport. Before the entrance of the airport, there was a roadblock. I mean, security check. I was quite afraid, and then the police stopped and then asked for my passport. Oh, I said, luckily I brought my passport. So I showed the passport, and they say, okay, you can go. So we went to the airport, luckily on time. So the moral of story is bring your passport everywhere when you travel overseas. And I heard recently there's a couple that went to Korea and they brought their passport, but they were rejected from entering because they say the officers they say there's no record of you traveling elsewhere. The history of traveling. So that makes me to that's remind me that I have to bring my old passport, even it's cut. I have to bring so that in case anything you will ask about it. And at the airport we were another queue before entering the what you call boarding hall. The people in front of us were paying something to the counter. I said, why? How come? Then we realized, all the four of us who are first timers to Japan, we realized that, hey, the signboard says that we have to pay for the boarding pass. Oh my God, we don't have any cash. So we took our traveler's check. One of us ripped out the traveling check. We ran down to the what you call exchange, I think money changer or what. Then we got our cash. Then once we reached our turn, we pay for the boarding pass. That was 30 over years ago. Okay, thank you. Thanks for sharing. Bye. It's they don't want to. It's a confirmation. Lastly, I will remind. Lastly, I would. And last, I would